Hi, legends. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What is happening here with the price of Bitcoin? I think I should have used this morning's thumbnail when I did the update for this live stream update. But as per my thumbnail today, the pressure is building. A fight between the bulls and the bears. What is going to happen? Stock markets taking a dump here to the downside. It looks like the Japanese yen compared to the US dollar has got something to do with it, where we're seeing a big drop in the Japanese yen today. Maybe that's what's causing the dump here to the downside. I'm sure we will find out on X and Twitter. Legends, smash up the like on your way in. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. I've also watched a little bit of Andy's live stream before I joined here. And I mean, our analysis is so spot on. So it feels like I'm not sure what else to show you guys what Andy has just not, or what that Andy has not spoken about just as yet. Right, legends. Good risk management. I'm getting messages from people saying that they blew their account, they're getting wrecked. How on earth do you trade without a stop loss? So quickly, just want to talk about risk management as well. Go through some altcoins. Let's see if we still have some bullish altcoins. Okay, the world has turned bearish. Okay, the world has turned bearish. Let's say hi here to the beautiful community. Mr. Dev, welcome in the house. Frank, hi 𝗬𝗆𝗍, legends. Yes, I got some comments. I must just ask everyone's personal opinion over here, okay? While I share my chart over here, is that I got a comment, multiple comments from one person saying, do not call me a legend. You're offending me by calling me a legend. I'm not sure. Do you guys like to be called legends? Because I see everyone here as legends, right? I'm a legend. You're a legend. We are all legends, okay? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys like to be called legends? Because I read that person's comment, and the only reply I could think about was to say, "Have an awesome day, legend." At the gym doing a bowl call, so I can't watch live, but I'll watch later. MK1 Alexander, thank you so much. I appreciate the dedication and still posting a comment over here. I think there is some double bottom on the 4-hour daily, maybe. Okay, we can, Mr. MA, we can go check that out in a moment. Right, watch and listen. Just wondering your thoughts on that, 𝗬𝗆𝗍. Okay, could this last drop be the wave 2 that can retrace up to 99% of wave 1? Will not cross below. Are you talking about this? Okay, let me go here onto the 1-hour time frame. Are you talking about this structure over here? Okay, are you saying that this could potentially be a 1-2 and we could have a third wave here to the upside? Is that what you're referring to? Just let me know. Watch and listen. Let me know in the comments. Are you talking about this structure over here, or are you talking about the bigger structure over here? I just need to confirm. Okay. Right, legends. Look at where we are. We're kind of at the last line in the sand when I look at this volume gap over here. So I've got the VRVP switched on over here. VRVP, that shows you the volume. Whatever price action you have displayed on your screen, it will show you where the most amount of volume was traded. You can see we have a point of control. This is where we currently struggled to break through. Major point of control of this entire range over here. And the local small time. Okay, I will go and analyze that in a moment. Right, legends. And you can see by this last line in the sand, can you guys see this? The last line in the sand where we have a high volume node, because you have to remember these high volume nodes offer great support and resistance. Okay, you can see how we struggled to break through this high volume node. We had a tap, struggled, fell down. Okay, obviously whatever is causing it from a fundamental perspective, that's a different story, but you guys get the picture. Okay. Let me know if the music, legends, let me know if the music is too loud, okay? I'll put it softer. I've put it like very low here on my side, but sometimes people complain that the music is too loud. So let me know if the music is disturbing. Okay, legends. So all I wanted to point out over here, you can see where we are holding. And I'm afraid if we're going to lose this level, right, we are most likely going to fall through here like a hot knife through butter because there's just no volume to support a bounce, okay? So usually you're going to get a fast acceleration to the downside when you start hitting new volume nodes again. So if we want to remain bullish from where we are right now, we kind of, need to recover, okay? We kind of need to recover. We are here at a monthly level. And you want to see us, okay, we're holding this trend here by a thread, right? And there's a lot of people from a trading perspective that will tell you, well, usually the best buys are the home buys. And what do I mean by the home buys? It is, let me just switch the VRVP off over here, zoom into this structure. You can see where we're currently getting supported together with the 382. Okay, together with diagonal trend, which we have not lost yet. We've got wicks below it, but we haven't lost it just as yet. But still a possibility to lose it, but we're holding on here by a thread. We've got a monthly level, we have diagonal support, and we have the 0.382. So you can see why we are struggling to go past this level here at the moment. Then the question, can this be a 1-2 here to the upside? Okay. Let me zoom into the 15-minute time frame over here. Just have a sip of my espresso. Okay, legends, let's look at this structure, okay? Right, there's a rule in Elliott wave theory that states, okay, when I take a fib from the low to the high, and let me make the lines thicker so everyone can see it, okay. There's a rule that states, and I can put the trends off here, just clean up the chart a little bit, take off the monthly level. I can even take away this fib, right? Let's just work here with a clean chart. There's a rule in Elliott wave theory that states the highest probable bouncing areas for a wave 2, okay, if this is a 1-2 to the downside, is between the 50% and the 786. Okay. But it's not an invalidation if it taps the 0.88, and the hard invalidation, Elliott wave theory states, is that wave 2 is not allowed to retrace 99 or 100% of wave 1. So it can even be 99%. It's not allowed to tap the low, which means that you could still get an explosion here to the upside. Okay? But it's very rare. So it's all a game of probabilities. So Elliott wave theory states that if your wave 2 does not bounce at a maximum target of the 0.786 and it taps the 0.88, it can still be a wave 2, but the probabilities have significantly reduced, okay? Because most often, in 90% of the cases, when you have a wave 2, it will bounce in this area. Okay, so it's all just a game of probabilities. It can still be a wave 2, but the probabilities increase if you tap the 0.88 after a retracement when you take a fib from the low to the high. Any move away is corrective and not impulsive. What makes it more important is that you have to look at this structure. This structure has to be a 5-wave impulsive structure for a wave 1. So usually what I would do is, if we have retraced as deep as we have now, and you questioning whether this could still be, okay, a 1, 2, 3 year to the upside, okay, that question is in your mind. I will often look at this structure, and I would like to count a 5-wave structure inside of here. So you want to see a clear 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4 and the 5? Okay, that's the concern here to me. This looks like a 3-wave structure, okay, which, because we tapped the 0.88 and we have something wrong with this structure, I don't see a 5-wave structure because this pivot didn't take the high, okay? And a truncated 5th wave is even more rare in Elliott wave theory. So this is what I kind of look for, is that if I saw a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I saw this structure and we were now trading over here exactly where we are, I would have said, maybe we have a chance that this is a second wave here to the downside. But I see a problem over here, and I see a problem over here. So there's too many things going against this being a wave 2. Okay, so yes, you can definitely get a bounce, but the probabilities have now increased that any move away from the 0.88 is corrective, which increases the probabilities that you're still going to come take the low. Okay, and usually what happens, like we're seeing at the moment right here, right now, is that usually what happens when you tap the 0.88, you find resistance here by the 618, 50% FIB level, usually the 618, okay, and you go and take the low. Right, let's go and have a look at CVD here quick. Okay, don't see any bearish CVD building up with this move just as yet, but I cannot for the love of me, unless this is a one, you know, here on the smaller time frames, one could argue, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just such a small fourth wave compared to your second wave. Your fourth wave is usually longer or at least the same length as your second wave over here. So, I mean, if you want to force a count, now you're forcing a count over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then this is the problem now. Also, another problem that I see over here is because when I take a time FIB, okay, just a little bit of education, I want to measure the correction compared to the impulse, and usually a 1-to-1 ratio is a good measurement, okay, from the low to the high, and we are at the 4 level already here. It's very long, okay, so it means that the correction is 4 times longer, okay, than the impulse. So I know it's all a game of probabilities. We might get a bounce here to the upside, and right, legends, and you might have an explosion here to the upside, and then everyone's going to say like, well, devil, you said, okay, it's just all a game of probabilities from an Elliott wave perspective, is to say that you don't really want to see a wave 2 tap the 0.88. The most common targets are between the 50% 786. Then you want to count a clear 5-wave structure here to the upside. Ideally, your fourth wave needs to be longer than your second wave. And also, your retracement is so much longer than the impulse here to the upside. So there's just so many things wrong with the structure here at the moment to almost guarantee that massive impulse here to the upside. Okay. Right, legends, but I mean, there's still a possibility that we can go up. We have to just acknowledge, okay, if also what I would like to see from a curiosity perspective is if I take a FIB now from this high to the low, what would be very interesting to me is to see how we react at each FIB level, okay? Because this could definitely be forming that lower high and it rolls over and it comes and claims the low again. Okay, we have to also acknowledge that we've lost trend over here. You can see we were building up momentum. Nice, nice tap. We tapped it, this line to perfection, and then we lost it. Okay, we lost trend over here. So you could come back, retest the scene of the crime, and roll back down. Okay. But legends, the one thing I do want to highlight, if I put that monthly level back over here, okay, there's always a great trading opportunity waiting around the corner, okay? For those of you that did attempt along over here by the monthly level, for those of you that missed it yesterday, when we had this monthly level, yesterday during my live stream, we were talking about the structure over here, and I said I want to see acceptance back above, and we got a beautiful break back above. We got a retest and a nice little move here to the upside. So for those of you, and I know some of the legends in our trading community did get into this trade, took profits on the way up, okay? And now it looks like you can come back for a retest or a back test, okay, of the level that you've swing failured from, and you can have a reversal back here to the upside. But what makes this a great trading opportunity, okay, because we don't catch falling knives, is that if you attempted, okay, a long over here, sorry, that's the wrong tool. Let me just find my long tool over here. If you attempted a long trade over here, okay, the risk management is absolutely fantastic, okay, depending on where you entered. Some people, what they will do is they will literally put their stop loss here beneath these lows, okay, and they will have an attempt because they know if they get stopped out, you're losing so little. If you get stopped out, you're losing so little compared to what you could potentially make back to the upside. But you can see, you know, like I said, keep an eye on the FIB levels on the way up, because look at now what's happening. You're getting rejected by the 382. Okay. I just want to see if I take a fib here again from the high to the low. It's also the 618. Do you guys see this? Okay. Let's see if this scenario is going to play out. That I usually talk about in my live streams as well, is to say that when you tap the 0.88, you usually reject by the 618. You come back for retest. Okay. We're also in perfect confluence, 382. Definitely a possibility where we struggle and we go and claim the low once again. So if you attempting a trade over here with great risk management, you have to take profits on the way up as aggressively as possible, protect your position, get in, get out, money made, wait for the next trading opportunity. Okay. Right, legends, remember let me just get my swipe right over here. Okay, remember down in the description, for those of you that have not joined the Bluffin trading competition, also when you sign up with my link, or if you're already signed up with the link down in the description, you qualify for that 15% cash back depending on how much money you have in exchange. So if you have $1,000, you'll receive $150. I think that's quite phenomenal. 15% on your money in a couple of days when the competition is over. 9 days, 15% in 9 days is better than what most financial institutions will give you, okay, on a good savings account. Right. First link down in the description to sign up. No KYC required. If you want to register for the competition and we win, okay, we will share a prize pool of $300,000. I'm just curious. Let me refresh it, see how we are doing. Number 8. We are number 8. Bitcoin Census team. Can you guys see this? Yes, you guys can see this. Right. Let me go through some comments over here. I hope you guys enjoyed this explanation. I'm giving away a lot of alpha. Smash up the like for the alpha and the education. Valerie, hi 𝗬𝗍𝗍, hi legends, welcome to the live stream. Let me just go a little bit back. Emma, hi 𝗬𝗍𝗍. Mohammed, thanks for joining. Watch and listen. Don't change how you do things. Call anyone and everyone a legend. Yes, legends. I love to call you guys legends, okay? We are all legends. We are trading together. We are learning together. I'm a legend. You're a legend. We are all legends, okay? If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Like, seriously. That's how I feel. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I'm not bothered. Right. Don't change. Okay, I've gone through that. Okay, Bitcoin to 58K. 58K. Okay, so perhaps, look at the rejection we're getting here, legends. Okay, so important, so important. Let's see how this plays out. I would like to see if this scenario is going to play out. You tap the 0.88, you retrace to the 618. I see it play out so often, okay? And then you claim the low again. Right, now the question is, how low are we going to go? If we fall down from here, how low are we going to go? So that answers now the question of 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍 58K. Let's see if we can get to 58K and if there's some areas of confluence over there. Okay, so let me just clean this up, take out the fibs, zoom out here onto the 4 hour. Let's look at this entire structure. Okay, right. I mean, look at this massive selling pressure. Okay, in my case, purple, but I mean, that's massive selling pressure here at the moment. I have seen legends in the past that usually when you have a massive selling candle, whether it's red or green, it signifies usually the end of something or the start of something. Okay, so let's hope it's signifying the end of something and we're going to get a little bit of recovery here to the upside. Okay, make sure that you track your trend. Okay, let's look at this entire structure over here. Okay, let's take a fib here from the low to the high. Okay, now I'm going to mess up this chart a little bit. I'm going to make it dirty, okay? And I do apologize for that because what I'm trying to achieve now is to find levels of confluence, okay? So I'm going to switch on my weekly levels, my daily levels, my point of controls, and I'll just leave it at that for now. Okay, so now it looks like a complete mess, but this is what I do when I analyze the chart in the mornings, is to say that, well, if we find a deeper dump here to the downside, alarm's going off, Dogecoin, where is the highest probable bouncing areas? Okay, so at the 50%, we don't really have a lot of price action that can provide support. The only level that we have is a 50% retracement, It also has alignment with the range low that I've spoken about this morning during my update. All the alarms going off over here. Okay. And we have a 2 weekly level over here. So when I go and I zoom into the 2-week time frame, I have not tested the 2-week level just as yet. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen when we hit that level. I always have daily, weekly, and monthly levels. So I've now started including a 2-week level, and I just want to see how price is going to react when we get to that level. So I'm currently back testing it. Okay, so I haven't included it as part of my trading strategy just as yet. Okay, but you can see 2 weeks. So that's 2 weeks, 2 weeks. We have a level over there that could be very well respected. I'll see when we get there. Okay. Let's go back here onto the 4-hour. Okay, so not a really strong area of confluence over here, especially when I look at price action. And that's usually the most important thing that I look at, is that I want to see, is there a consolidation inside the price action like over here? That can provide support, because usually when you have price action like this and price falls down, you find support. It bounces on the consolidation because there's a lot of volume inside of here. Okay, and then you could potentially get the reversal back to the upside. Right, so that's the only concerning thing that I have with the 50% FIB level. But what I do like about the 50% FIB level, it is potentially a bouncing area that no one is expecting. Because when analysts and technical analysts look at this, they're going to be like, no. Okay, also from a VRVP perspective, and now it's going to look even more messy. Okay, we actually do. So I withdraw my words. We actually do have some high volume nodes inside the 50%. Okay, we do have some high volume nodes inside the 50%. Right. So from a price action perspective, not much, right? But I always talk about this. Maybe it's going to be that front run that no one is expecting. No, it has to bounce on the 618 because it has confluence with the highs over here. Even the 786 has beautiful, bouncing areas inside of this volume area over here. 786, we have a daily level over here. We have a weekly naked point of control. So perhaps this is the bouncing area. Okay, also filling that CME gap that everyone is talking about. Okay, so legends, it's still the two scenarios that I'm watching over here is that, let me switch on to the CME gap. Okay, there's our CME gap, right? Is that you either front run the CME gap, leaving people behind and forcing them to buy into higher prices, or you scare the crap out of everyone and you lose the level. And then we do have a lot of support over here. We have a 786, which is still a great bouncing area for an impulse back to the upside. We have daily levels. We have weekly point of controls. We have a CME gap over here. So further down, we do have a lot of support. So that $58,000 level that was just mentioned here, okay, is round about here, okay? Round about here, inside the golden zone, between the 618 and the 786. It's actually at this weekly point of control. Okay. Do you guys know how to get a weekly point of control? They are quite powerful. You get daily point of controls, you get weekly point of controls, and you get monthly point of controls. Okay, so let me just switch off all the noise over here. Clean it up so that everyone can see what on earth is going on here. Let's delete the FIB. So in order to get a weekly point of control, some education over here, you go into the weekly time frame, okay? You zoom in to the price action, to your bars over here, right? And then you take the trusty old fixed range volume profile. Can everyone see that? Fixed range volume profile. Yes, everyone can see that, okay? You click on it, and instead of measuring the range like this, where you get your value area high, low, the point of control, you snap it onto one candle. You take the same tool and I say, okay, I want to see what is the weekly point of control for this bar over here. And I snap it onto the top and to the bottom. It will automatically attach itself. So, and then you will see that there's a nice little red line. Okay, let me zoom in so everyone can see. There's a nice little red line in there, which tells me that this, okay, inside this weekly candle, this is where the most amount of volume was traded. And that is what I then refer to as a weekly point of control. Okay, this one is invalid because we've already tapped it twice. So I'm looking for one that has not been tapped yet. So I can go do this, take that out, look at the next candle. Okay, there is a untapped weekly point of control. It has not been tapped by price action. And you will see when I switch on my weekly levels, there I've got it already marked out, a weekly point of control. And they do offer nice support and resistances. If price comes, you know, here on top, I also have a weekly point of control. There's a weekly point of control. So if price had to find momentum here to the downside, it could definitely offer some support and back to the upside. Right, so just some education to show everyone how to get that weekly point of control. Right, let's go back here onto the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so legends, we are finding a little bit more downwards momentum, and I do not see any bullish CVD just as yet to confirm that we can continue here to the upside. Okay, CVD is still neutral here at the moment, and in actual fact, I just want to see if I take, let's first remove all the scribble. If I take, that was a high, lower high, okay, slightly lower high, and this is interesting. We made bearish CVD. Okay, do you guys see that? Okay, where's the pointy arrow? Okay, so you can see between this pivot, okay, it's actually this one. It's actually that one over there. You can see if I hold my mouse over here, look at where the line is touching the CVD. Okay, so it's here. And we made bearish CVD between these two pivots, of which the target was the low, so it played out. And then when we moved up here, we made more bearish CVD, okay, on yellow. And then the target was the low, which we took. So the CVD here played out to perfection. Right, but I just don't see any bullish CVD or bearish CVD here at the moment. Okay, not yet, right? Very neutral. So which means it can still continue to the downside. Cool, legends. So $58,000. Okay, I just have to highlight this scenario here as well. If I go and switch on this scenario, I know it looks messy. I would still like us, okay, if this scenario is this scenario, this is kind of what I'm looking at over here, legends. Okay, you have an impulse to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's for argument's sake say that this price action is corrective, looking at the structure where the impulse ended over here. Okay, let's for argument's sake say that this is corrective, where you have an A, B, C flat. Can you guys see where the 1-to-1 ratio is? Oh, the 1.618, not the 1-to-1. Sorry about that. The 1.618. Can you guys see where that is? So I will definitely, so here by the 50% FIP level, okay, $61,000, 100, okay, is I would like to see, okay, personally, how we're going to react over here. Yes, you can definitely wick below, you bounce on the 50%, you get acceptance back above. I want to see how price is going to react here, and depending on how price reacts here, I might attempt a long. Okay, but I'm not going to catch a falling knife if we just fall through it like hot knife through butter. Okay, I want to see price stop. I want to see price get acceptance back above. I want to see a little bit of a consolidation. Hopefully I get some bullish, local bullish CVD. And with good risk management, okay, you can definitely attempt a long over there. Right. So legends, that 1.618 level, okay, is at $61,792. It might be a little bit different depending on which exchange you use to trade on. Right. So a very interesting FIP level, okay, 50%, which doesn't have price action to confirm, okay, a bounce, but it does have a nice little corrective target where basically you have an A, B, C, of which the 1.618 is considered a maximum corrective structure. Hope that makes sense. Right, so I am interested in this area, and legends, what I want to share over here is if we fall down here like that level does not even exist, we just keep on falling down here, then it means that, okay, maybe it's not this structure, okay? It does look good. It still has a possibility because it hasn't been invalidated. Here's the invalidation. If we go lower than this, then this structure is invalidated. Then I look at the next structure. I always have a trading plan. If I get invalidated looking at this structure, I have another plan. My other plan is maybe it's this. Okay, maybe it is this, where we have already maybe formed the A, B, and we are busy with a C wave here to the downside. Okay, where we could still come and fill that CME gap. Let me just redo this. Put on that put on the CME gap. Okay, you can see that this 1.618, okay, has confluence with filling the gap, right? It has the 1.236 on top of the gap. Perfect, because sometimes people look at the gap and you can either get a bounce on top of the gap or you fill the gap at the 1.618. Okay, then I'm looking at this scenario. So I always have a plan. What if this happens? Okay, then I'm going to look at this plan. What if this happened? Then I look at my next plan. So I always have a trading plan to say that, well, if you fall down here, then this becomes my next trading plan. Okay, hope that makes sense. Switch. Just want to switch this off, clean it up. Okay, now it looks nice and sexy again. Let me go through some comments. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, what about those news from Japan? Not financial advice. Cool username. Yes, it looks like I saw some news. I don't have the article open now at the moment, but I saw something about the Japanese yen taking a dump to the downside, and that's basically what's causing the markets to crash at the moment. Okay, so I mean, I still need to go and do some research to confirm that. Right, and that's basically what's causing the crash. I mean, if you go and look at the stock markets, the S&P 500, they're all taking a nice little dump here to the downside, okay? So typically on weekends, legends, I expect, as per the thumbnail as well, while the pressure is boiling, usually on Friday evenings, okay, here in South Africa at least, before the stock market closes, you get a nice explosive move, either to the downside or to the upside. And then on Saturdays, you get that boring price action where price just consolidates, doesn't really do anything. And then on Monday, when the market opens, you might get, you know, some volatility back into the market. So I know on Friday evenings, we're going to get a big move, okay, before the market closes. And maybe this was the move for now, and we're just going to consolidate here. I personally would like us to come tap this level over here at $61,000. That's the 1.618 area. This is the 50% FIP retracement. There's a lot happening in this area. So I would personally like us to come down here, get an acceptance back above, and then over tomorrow and Sunday, maybe just consolidate. And then on Monday, we either fall further or we find some upwards momentum. Okay, let me go through. Thank you for showing the volume profile. Very valuable info. Watch and listen. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah, well, I mean, here to educate. So I hope you found value. Only a pleasure. Thank you, Irina. Bro, I asked you 2 times. Roman. Are you... Roman, what's the problem? Okay, you guys are having a little spat in here. I'm not sure. I can't follow all the comments. I didn't see anything. Maybe they took them down again. Don't worry. Thank you. Attention. Okay, it's all love, bro. Just wanted to know what is this, because Middle East protecting our brothers and sisters. Okay, TA on ETH. Right, legends. Let's do some quick TA here on Ethereum. Why not? Okay, I'm here on the 8-hour time frame. I just want to zoom out to the daily. Clean up, make some real estate available over here. Okay. Whew. What I can tell you guys, okay, if Bitcoin is going to take a further dump here to the downside and close this CME gap, okay, it's going to look not so great for Ethereum, because this structure over here is supposed to be a bullish structure to take Ethereum out of here, okay? So when you take a FIP here from the low to the high, okay, You are approaching the maximum target. You are really approaching the 786 I see as the maximum target to still guarantee an impulse here to the upside. Okay, so Ethereum is approaching maximum targets here to ensure that this structure is still impulsive. And I can count a 5-wave structure. I can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has a chance, but it needs to bounce over here. Okay, 2,948. I have told everyone, zooming into the structure over here, or zooming out rather, is when I look at the larger structure over here on the daily time frame, okay, personally, what I would like to see here on the price of ETH is, let me do this. Okay. What I would personally like to see here on the price of ETH is I would like to see ETH take these lows. You can see how beautifully this 50% FIP level has been respected. It has just been consolidating above, bouncing, 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 bouncing. And I would personally like for all of the people that put their stop losses here, okay, expecting an explosion here to the upside, I would really like for all of them to be stopped out, okay? I know it sounds vicious, but from a technical perspective, it makes sense to me, is that if you are planning a massive rally here to the upside, it just makes sense to me that the market makers will look at this and say, let's grab the liquidity. We bounce on the 0.618 and then we continue the momentum. Let's reset the market. Let's get the leverage out the market. Okay, let's liquidate the positions over here, stop everyone out, and your structure is still bullish. Okay, so personally, that's what I would like to see on ETH. And then $2,500 ETH to me sounds very attractive. Okay, you can just see when a level gets respected like this. Remember, also the more times you tap a level, the weaker it becomes. When a level is respected like this, there's usually massive liquidity over here. Everyone putting their stop losses here below the lows, okay, expecting that explosion here to the upside. And then what the market makers do is they go, bam. You basically reset the market. You flush out all the leveraged positions, and then off to the races you go, leaving them behind. Okay. Hey, you always make me change my mind about what I see on my own TA. I hope I will learn soon. Could you check Pepe? Right. Smash the like if you guys, Mr. VA, sorry. Smash the like. It really helps boost Devil's channel. Yes, it's the least we can do for the alpha. Watch and listen. Yes, I really appreciate that. You know, the only way that YouTube, you know, from an algorithmic perspective, everyone always talks about the YouTube algorithm. The only way that you can support my channel and for the education that I provide here and the alpha that I provide over here is to hit the like button. That's it. Because if you hit the like button, it tells YouTube that you like the content and it will recommend it to more people. And that's how the channel grows. Okay. Right. So smash up the like. And if you don't want to, it's also okay. Okay. Right. Legends. That is basically the quick, dirty analysis here on ETH. On the smaller time frames, keeping things simple over here. Okay. 1 hour time frame. From a simplicity perspective, I'm waiting for the break of the trend. Okay, we have broken a major trend over here. We've retested it. We've now retested it again. Okay, we have not lost this trend just as yet, but you really want to see the 786 level hold over here. Okay, if we're going to start dancing around again, tap the trend and then reject again and tap this 0.8 level over here, we're most likely going down lower on the price of ETH. So you want to see this level hold. Okay, the 786 level needs to hold over here. $2,968, give or take. Okay. Because, I mean, I told you what I would like to see. I told you what I would like to see on the price of ETH, but I might not get it. Maybe ETH is going to front run me and not claim the liquidity below these lows. Maybe ETH is going to break out from where it is right now. And that's why I have a trading plan. My plan is, okay, if we break trend and I see some strength, I will long. Okay, if I'm playing ETH that day, that also depends on whether I'm playing ETH, but you can see I have my alarm set over here. Okay, so once my alarm goes off, I assess the price action. And you could also, what you could do is you can even go into the 15-minute time frame, and then you can go and track this momentum. Okay. And if you, I like this one more, it's got 3 touches. Okay. So if you're waiting for the breakout over here, you might end up in a rejection. But maybe if you can catch the breakout over here, okay, let's say we find strength here and we break out, I can still make money on this move. And it goes up, and if it rejects, I've made money with this move over here. Right, I don't really like to day trade altcoins. I'm more of a Bitcoin person. It just respects levels way better than any other altcoin. But this is kind of what I'm seeing here on the price of ETH. Let's go look at Pepe. For the legend, Pepe. Let me just see how to spell that quick again. I've never charted that coin in my life, so I've heard about it. Is it pay like this? No. Maybe it will help if I put a P in there. USDT. Is it this one? Pepe, this one. Right, let's go see what is cooking with Pepe. All these meme coins. Let's go into the daily. No. How do you chart this? Okay, how do you chart this? Right, maybe it's just the pair that I'm using over here. Pay USDT. Which one will have the most data? I'm looking for the most data. No, they all have the same amount of data. So not much to chart over here. Okay, I don't have a lot of levels, but I mean, there's obvious support. You basically want to hold that support. If you're going to lose the support, you're going down lower. Simple technical analysis, flip from the low to the high. For this coin or meme to stay bullish, you have nice alignment here with a 382 inside of the support zone. It's Pepe. If it's Pepe, that's fine, but the spelling said Pepe. That's why I'm asking. Right? Hello, Pepe. Okay, that's better. Now I can close this piece of shit. Sorry for the French. Pepe. Let's go look at Pepe. USDT. Right. Now that's better. That's better. Let's do this. It's Pepsi. It's Pepsi. No financial advice. That's classic. Right. Let's look at Pepe over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Ooh, does not look good. Okay, I mean, this is really basic. I'm just quickly, looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the impulse is finished over here, and this is all corrective, where you could come down lower. It looks like a 3-wave structure over here. This could be the B. And then what I want to see is if I take a fib extension from the high to the low to the high. Ooh, this could get really ugly. Okay, just want to make sure that I've got the right fib levels entered over here. Let's just apply the normal. Okay. I don't know why it resets everything. Let me just take this text out. Okay, cool. There we go. We obviously have nice support here by the 0.618 1-to-1 ratio. Another support box over there. I like this support. Let's do this. Take the scribble out the way. Sorry, legends, I go quiet when I start analyzing, and I just want to put it back on regular. Okay, so there's an obvious trend that has been broken, and whoosh. Okay, so if you are bullish on Pepe, I've got Pepe in my mind now, right? You can see what happened with the previous the breakout. Okay, you form a consolidation, you have a nice breakout, you have a retest, and look at what happened. You claimed the high. Will this time be different? That's the question, okay? We have broken trend. We are currently retesting, okay? Expecting another explosion here to the upside. But I must warn you, okay? Definitely a possibility for movement here to the upside. It's kind of in the same territory as ETH. ETH is approaching that 786 level where if it loses it, it's going to be very bearish. Where Pepe is now bouncing on the trend, and if it loses this trend, it's going to fall down, okay? Most probably coming to claim these lows again at 775. I'm not going to go and read all those zeros before the price action. Okay, so it's just, I mean, that stop loss is so far away, okay? Might not look like much, but I mean, if you're entering from here till your stop loss is 21%, there's just no ways that I am entering a position with a 21% stop loss. Okay, that's absolutely insane. Unless you go and enter with like 0.03% of your capital, okay? Because you only want, remember the rule of risk management, you never want to lose more than 1%, okay, of your trading capital with each trade. Right? It's just, the stop loss is just too far. I'm not willing to take that risk. Cool, Legends. But I mean, if you're a risky trader and you've got some play money lying around, I mean, this stop loss was also very far away and it did get the bounce here to the upside. But then what you also need to go and figure out is that does the risk to reward make sense? Okay, so if you go and plan your trade, you can you put in your setup over here. You want to claim the highs. You need to put your stop here below the lows. Okay, risk to reward makes sense. Okay, it's up to your trading plan, up to your strategy. We do have support here, okay, which we've already tapped. So there is a likelihood if you lose the trend, you're going to come and lose this level and you're going to go down to the next level of support. Right. I would like to see, personally, I would like to see a little bit more bullish momentum from Bitcoin. I would really like to see more bullish momentum from Bitcoin before I'm going to attempt along over here. I just don't feel comfortable with it. But I mean, purely from a technical perspective, without giving you my trading opinion, is to say that we are retesting. And based on what happened here, you can see what could happen over here, right? So you as a trader need to make that trading decision. Can you afford to put your stop loss there and come and claim the highs with good risk management? Okay, like what happened over here. And the only other thing I would like to highlight is definitely a possibility if I zoom out, okay, that this could be a completed impulse here to the upside. Could, right? Where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to start rolling down. Maximum target 1.618, 1.236, 1-to-1 ratio. Those are your corrective wave targets. Okay. Pepe. Pepe, Chinese version. Pepe, this is the Chinese version. Yes, sorry. I read Pepe, okay? I can go and check that comment. It said Pepe. I'm not sure if I was just under the influence of my espresso over here, right? I really read Pepe over there, so sorry about that. Right, Legends. That is unfortunately all I have time for today. I can't believe Filecoin and many others are almost at all-time low. Yes, Filecoin. I really am keeping a close eye here on Filecoin. You can see I've got it open over here. I really want to see Filecoin. It has claimed the highs. So from a market structure perspective, it has made a higher high compared to these highs. I would really like to see a higher low in this area over here. Okay. And if we start consolidating and we start getting momentum here to the upside, I'm going to say it's potentially game on for Filecoin. Right. So I would like to see this structure remain bullish. So the bad thing about losing a structure like this, and it's the same with Bitcoin at the moment as well, is when you lose a potential structure like this and you come down, you claim the low, you have to build an impulsive structure again. So if Filecoin falls down here and it finds consolidation like it did over here, it falls down. Now you want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you want to see again, when I look at the impulse, I want to see a higher low form. Okay, so every time it loses the structure, it needs to build this structure again to confirm that we could get an explosion to the upside, right? So it's just a game of patience. I'm waiting for the structure to change. And if we take the low, the structure is not changing. So you want to see market structure change. You want to see we have highs. You now have a higher high. Now you want to see a higher low. And then you know if we go up here, market structure is starting to change. But if we just keep on falling, market structure is not changing. The momentum is still to the downside. Okay. So both ETH, yeah, by the 786 that I've just highlighted, Filecoin, okay, still has a way to go. I think the one that looks the most bullish to me here at the moment is actually, I know, XRP. XRP still looks very, very bullish, okay. Looking at the structure over here, you can see taking a fib here from the lows to the highs, okay, it hasn't even tapped the 0.382. So Bitcoin still needs to fall very aggressively for XRP to come down here to 43 cents, which is still bullish, okay. You're most probably going to retest the trend over here, and you could still go and climb back up. So from a market structure perspective, I mean, look at this beautiful new high that it's made over here. Okay, so now you're expecting a higher low for continuation. So on many of the altcoins, I'm looking at these structures and I want to see market structure changes. That's why I didn't freak out, because I missed the pump. I know that a lot of people played this breakout over here that I highlighted during one of my live streams as well. A lot of people played this breakout. I sat in my hands and I was like, I want to see a market structure change. And if we get liftoff from here, that's the price action you want to be in. Because if this is only a wave 1 and you create a wave 2 here, your third wave is the wave you want to be in. You want to be in the third wave because they are very explosive. You think this was explosive, wait until you're inside a third wave. So I don't mind waiting for the first wave. I don't mind. I missed out here on 40% gains, but I know if we make a higher low over here, I'm going to make some insane gains on the third wave. Okay. Cool. Legends. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, Bluffin down in the description, no KYC required. You get that 15% cash back. Okay. By leaving your money in the features account, right? 15% cash back. And then let me just do this. Thank you so much, Legends. Thanks for joining. And smash up the like on your way out. I hope you guys had fun. I see a lot of comments going through here. Thank you so much, 𝗬𝗍, Irina, Valerie. Thank you so much for joining. Watch and listen. Thanks, 𝗬𝗍. Amazing TA as always. Thank you so much. Have a super weekend. You guys must enjoy your weekend. What is the lowest you think for Filecoin? That guy, maybe I will analyze that in my next live stream. Okay. Thank you, 𝗬𝗍, Marika, Mariki, MA, that guy, VE. Thanks for the time. Thanks, everyone. Have a super weekend. Until the next one. Cheers for now.